Hello everybody, Attack Power here, diving into another Steel Division 2 deck build and review here with first Airborne Taskforce. Now this is a Western Allied division. It's relatively new, last year, right? I don't know, it's hard to keep track anymore. It is a very strong division though. It looks like it should be bad on paper. I actually remember reviewing this division originally and being like, nah, there's no way this division's good. It's just there's too much missing. There's some big issues that didn't seem workaroundable in the first place, but this division ended up being cracked, of course, because it's a Western Allied division, and there were several nerfs to it, and it's now in a solid spot. It's still very scary. I still don't like going up against it in the queue, but there are ways to try to take advantage of its weaknesses, and definitely certain divisions it will struggle against, but it is a very strong division overall. So build-wise, Maverick Vanguard are really the way to go. This is not a balanced division. It does not have enough depth of AA or artillery or tanks or much of anything, honestly. It's not a division to go long. Let's just put it that way. I actually wouldn't say Vanguard. I'll take that back. This is really just a Maverick division because there's a lot of phase locked units that are phase locked to B, and if you are restricting your high income to A phase only, I really think you're actually screwing yourself over with this division. There's a lot of stuff you can only get in B phase, and you need a lot of it. So Maverick really is the way to go with this deck. It's kind of been almost predetermined for you with the way the division is phase locked and built and all that good stuff. So let's dive in here to a very strong Recon tab here. We have the FFI Saboteurs. We are bringing these primarily just because of their traction here and that we can get an early head start with that 100 km/h road speed. It's not nearly as good as it used to be. The traction was 110 km/h. Was it 120? It was much faster than like every other transport in the game. It is still the fastest transport in the game, but it was even faster than this at one point. But they do have a grenade. They do have the nice little loadout here that does some pretty good CQC damage, and you get 6 of them. So it's really honestly just a good card overall. I have a hard time not taking these if you're playing any of these allied divisions that have them, because they're a great start to the game, and a lot of times they'll trade up to a much chunkier and more expensive unit. Then we have the AB Scouts, which is just a 5-man sniper team with smoke, which is, I mean, really good. It's 25 points. It's not 20. We are vetting them once. You lose 1, but that's definitely worth doing when you get the round of rate of fire upgrade here on the sniper and stuff. Also, a little bit more power out of its CQC. Generally speaking, this unit is not fighting at CQC. I feel like you're mostly bringing this for the sniper. But, I mean, if stuff ends up next to you, they'll do okay. Then, B phase here, we are bringing the Pathfinders. This is mostly for Recon, but they do have Willie Pete's, so they do all right at CQC, so they put out some damage. 3 Stens is not, lighting the world on fire or anything like that, but having some Willie Pete's is nice. Having a little bit more Recon here with the double veterancy does pretty well. A phase, they're just, you're down to 3 1 vet. I don't find it that useful at that level there, and you don't need them desperately. B phase, we have the Forceman Scouts Prince. This is a ace unit here. He gets some pretty nice availability. We could put him in A phase. He's got essentially an even bigger sniper, but he's got a Willie Pete as well, and he's got Commando. Yeah, this unit, I'm not 100% sure. This is one of those hybrid units where it's like, does super long range stuff, does super close range stuff. It's actually better at really close range. The sniper is like this odd, throw it in because you can kind of thing. But it's still a sniper. Like, I like having snipers around. Snipers are just still generally very strong. But yeah, then you just get this nice mix of like what is a good CQC squad otherwise. So not really sure how to play this unit. It probably really is a CQC squad with the Willie Pete. The sniper just throws me off all the time. And they're bringing M8s. Why B phase? Because, well, that's the only time we can bring them. Double veterancy, because we don't need a ton. By the time we get to B phase, these have lost a lot of their potency. Like A phase are really good because at 90 km/h, they get to the front line. They can kill some transports. They do a lot of disrupting. In B phase, obviously not so much, but the fact is they have radio. They can be quite annoying. They're a light vehicle. At double veterancy, they fire 10 rounds a minute, 70 penetration. You get a 50 cal on this thing. It still does a lot. It's just not anywhere near as effective as it is in A phase. So check out things we're not taking here. I mean, maybe I'll change my mind on some of these things. I don't even understand why these units exist. Like, motorcycle for 5 points with no radio. It's terrible. It's so bad. I just don't understand what the point of this unit even existing in the game is. 50 cal with Jeep with the 50 cal. Funny enough, and this is going to sound so stupid, but there was a time where this unit was playable just because it had a 50 cal. And there was something with the 50 cal where it like penned, it penned armor. So it was this, which real 50 caliber machine guns can do, but it just like broke the game so much because you could suppress tanks and stuff using 50 cal. So you'd call like 6 of these in and just cheese. It was horrible. I still would never bring this these days. AB Scout. These I would not take. These are not very good. They're just a 5-man, like it's a weak infantry squad essentially. Brens are not good enough to bring on their own. Anti-tank grenades. You have so much AT in this deck. There's really no need for more AT, honestly. Then the AB Sniper. It's why wouldn't I just pay 5 points more to have a sniper unit that doesn't die really easily? This one dies really easy. It has lower availability. You get 3 on double vet instead of 2. I can't really find a reason to ever take this in this deck. Regular scouts, this is the same as like a spare troop or something. I just can't see a reason to ever take this. And then the ATF Pathfinders. This is a unit I wouldn't mind taking. It is more of a CQC squad, but it doesn't come. It has radio. Radio is definitely nice. But these Pathfinders have radio, which is kind of the reason I'm taking them in the first place. And this one has the Willy Pete and stuff. So it's actually probably about, I don't know if it's equivalent. I really struggle. I mean, the Stens do 1.2 damage. The four guns this thing have do 1.3 damage. Now they get the rifles, but so does this. So it ends up being a very similar damage output, while the other one gets a Willy Pete, which is better. So that's why I'm taking these Pathfinders over the ATF Airborne Task Force Pathfinders. I think these are better on paper. On paper they're better because of the Willy Pete. That's going to be my argument here. Could be totally wrong. If someone has more experience as a division and plays these 2 units a lot, this is also 5 points cheaper, which isn't nothing. Yeah, that is how this is built. Infantry Tab. This is the most important part of the deck. Well, actually, it's up there. It's one of the 2 most important. Recon is kind of third. This one is first, most likely first, but the Air Tab is also extremely important. So we have a ton of options here. This is gonna be buckle in. This is a bit of a discussion. I do like the camo on these guys too. That's pretty sweet. So we're taking a card of FFI Maquisards, which is a nice 20 point. You need something a little bit cheaper to work with. Although these Chasseur pairs look really good now that I'm looking at them. All right, already doubts are creeping in. Anyway, so we're taking the Maquisards, throwing the Molotov. They're only 20 points these days, so it's a nice CQC unit that's not very expensive. Then we have an AB Paras unit. These are really quite strong these days. It's a LMG and a sniper here with a bunch of rifles and some Stens. They do have the Raider trait, 10-man, 25 points, 1 veterancy here. It has a lot of stuff going for it. The Bren is still pretty bad, but it's not, absolutely embarrassing these days. Really, obviously, we're taking this for the sniper here. Then we have the Forceman leader, bazookas. Why not? They also have commando because that's great, and radio. It's a good leader unit. Comes in double vet, which means it's circle. Know that when your leaders are vetted, they actually get a bigger leadership circle. So there's a bigger circle of veterancy, which is really nice actually. Then we have the AB engineers, a solid CQC squad. It's not actually like anything crazy. It kind of like you're like, whoa, look at it's really not. It's only got 3 Thompsons and the flamethrower, and then it's M1 Grands, which, granted are semi-automatic rifles, which make them better than bolt action, obviously. But, that's still not a CQC weapon, right? You can see these 3 rifles do more, these 3 submachine guns do more damage than these 7 rifles do. So, obviously, you would want more submachine guns for this to actually be like a really strong squad. As it stands, it's fine. It's not lighting the world on fire, which is probably half the reason I'm taking this Maquisard squad. Because you need a little more CQC. This unit is not enough. Then we have the Forcemen, which once again are technically a CQC squad, but really I would hesitate to be throwing these guys in CQC very much. This is the highlight unit of the division, these Forcemen. They are a very strong commando squad. There's 3 Thompsons here, 8 M1 Grands, 2 M1941 Johnson machine guns, and a TNT. We're double vetting them. Does take them down 2, but honestly, if you're using a 35-point unit, you really need it to be slapping as hard as it possibly can, and the double veterancy is how you do that. And really, I don't see us calling in 6 of these and 6 more of the Forceman BAR. Like you just don't have the points for that. So we have the Forceman and the Forceman BAR. The difference here we can see pretty clearly. The Forceman BAR are more of a long-range squad, right? We upgrade to 10 Garands. You get 2 BARs, which are a better automatic rifle, and then you get a bazooka instead of TNT. Same price, same number of troops, bottom, same commando trait, all that stuff is the same. Like I said, the Forceman BAR is definitely more of your long-range version. We're not even vetting it. We're going to keep it at 1 here because you get less, and I would like to have 4. 3 feels like too little. That's always my complaint with having, other than leaders, but like actual infantry squads where you only get 3 units. That's, to me, it's like, why am I bringing only 3 infantry units for a whole activation point? It feels bad to me. But anyway, checking back in on these 2 units, we can see the BAR, much stronger automatic rifle. The Johnson is mid. It's not incredible, but it does have high accuracy. If you look, it does have pretty high accuracy. It actually has low range there. It's 600 meters. It's more of a FG-42, or the same as the Soviet not SVT, the AVT, or whatever their shorter range automatic rifle is. Yeah, again, the Forcemen technically are CQC units, and they will, they'll punch around in the woods. It's not like they won't. But to me, a 35-point Pioneer unit is not the best thing ever, because usually Pioneer units kind of die by throwing grenades at other Pioneer units who throw grenades back, and then everyone kind of dies to the grenade. Now, this is a very chunky unit, so it survives a grenade hit, but then obviously you're doing a lot less damage, and 35 points is a lot more than 25 points. You could argue in circles all day about it, but yeah, that's what we have here in A phase. B phase, more AB pairs. Getting 25 points for a sniper and an LMG is really quite strong overall. Then we have the AB assault group. This unit is actually quite good in the woods. This unit hits pretty hard. So we have 12 of them, which is a nice high availability here. 12 of them, 5 Thompson, 6 Garands, a BAR, and the Willie Pete, along with the shock trait. Yeah, so this does a lot more. You can see, the Forcemen come with shock. The commando trait is inherently got shock. But yeah, this unit puts out a lot more CQC damage. You're going to find this one hits a lot harder, which is why we're bringing it in B phase to really chop through the enemy there in B phase. And finally, a Forceman BAR here. More of our long-range firepower. It's really mid-range. I should almost say mid-range. These guys really will put out a lot of damage at that 300-ish meter range. Hurts a lot. Things we're not taking, or things we may take here after I look at this and think, oh god, why did I not take this unit? Chasseur Para. This unit is like, I can see my problem with this unit right off the bat. It doesn't do anything really well. You're either fighting long range with 6 rifles in a mid LMG, or you're fighting close range with 5 CQC guns, one that's not actually like fully committed to being CQC, and 6 rifles, which is not an overwhelming CQC firepower. So I can see what my issue with this unit is. It just doesn't do any of those things right. The Maquisards are at least a little more committed to being CQC, where they have the automatic rifle, 3 Stens, the Molotov, etc., etc. This is like, I'm trying to fight at CQC. This one really can't decide what it's trying to do. AB Demolition Tomb. This unit is strong. I'm not taking that away, but this kind of falls into that category of what I just complained about, is a unit that only brings 3 infantry squads. Is 3 infantry squads going to change the game for me? Probably not. I just don't see it happening consistently. 10 M1 carbines is really solid. The grease guns are fine. They're fine submachine guns. You get a grenade as well. But, I just don't feel like it hits hard enough. It's not like a double flamer unit like Assault Pionetti or a Sturmoviki Rocks or Pionietti, with the grenade and the flames. It's not that level of unit. It is only 25 points though. But yeah, I just can't see taking something else out for this. AB Engineer team, you get less of them on the double vet, so I don't know why you'd ever take these. Actual AB Engineers, I'm still on the leader. Excuse me. The actual AB Engineers themselves, this is another example. This is a Pioneer squad. This is exactly almost a Pioneer squad. It's just worse in almost every way, right? Because you have a Bren instead. You have a Sten instead of an MP40. Why you would take this? So, I think the Maquisards are better. They're 5 points cheaper. They have more CQC firepower, technically speaking. Right, if you actually look and compare the stats here, you put at CQC, you put more damage out with the Maquisards than you do with the AB Engineers. So I'm not 100% sure why you would take the AB Engineers. The AB Leader, don't need that. set of stuff. Again, it's the same issue with all these leaders. Did you get less than the Forceman leader? So why would you take them? Like, honestly, you get less veterancy and just less numbers. We already have plenty of AB pairs, obviously. The AB pairs Piat, I mean, this unit is, in my opinion, strictly worse. Yeah, you don't get the Piat, but I have bazookas everywhere. So why do I want a Piat in the first place? The actual loadout itself is just strictly worse than the Forceman in general. So, and it's strictly worse than the AB pairs in terms of actually fighting at long range. So, yeah, the sniper's worth like 2 rifles at least, maybe even 3. So, yeah, that's why we're not taking these. More leaders that we're not taking. Yeah, I mean, they come in the traction, which is nice, but they don't have radio, which sucks. And you have a lot of reasons to have radio in this deck. Then we have the AB rifles. This unit is fine. When this was 25 points, it was really good. At 30 points, it really isn't. I mean, 30 points is a lot for this. And that's properly costed, right? Because you get a bazooka, you get an LMG, you get 12 men, you get their semi-automatic rifles. It does a lot of stuff. I just don't think it does it better than any of the other things up here in general. I just don't. I prefer AB paras, 5 points less. They, I think, just end up putting out, a similar amount of suppression, at least, with that sniper rifle. So, yeah, that's why we're not taking the AB rifles here. The AB rifles LMG, I would consider these guys, actually. This is one of the units I would consider. Maybe it is better than the AB paras here. Weigh in if you've played this division a bunch or you play with both these units. I have not. Like, as you know, I'm not a huge fan of Western Allied stuff. I don't feel fair playing them. I just feel like cheesy. Even when playing fairly, I feel cheesy using these divisions. But yeah, maybe this is better. I'm not 100% sure. It's a big chunky squad. I'm not arguing that point. It's nice having snipers and stuff, though. Having snipers and things just feels so strong all the time. Then we have the glider rifle, which is the same as the AB rifle, almost identical. I would take the glider rifle. I'll be honest. BAR is better. I think better. No, it's not. No, I lied. No, the light machine gun's better at long range. I apologize. The Browning is better at long range, not by like an absurd amount, but also the BAR is automatic rifles, so it actually fights CQC. I don't know. Glider rifles can come unvetted though, so if you really want to kind of spam, I guess you can get those. Rifles late. I mean, I'm not bringing a C-phase card. That's why this unit's not in here. There's another card of Forceman. I did not force them in. How do I do it? Anyway, yeah, I did not force them in. I don't think they're that. I mean, they're very good, but I'm not taking them over these AB assaults, and I want more long-range stuff over these guys. And a rifles leader. Again, not bringing a C-phase leader like ever in any deck, essentially. So yeah, I do agree with what I have built up here still. It is not that many infantry. It's 59 infantry, but they're expensive. Like, this is a very expensive infantry tab, so you will not rip through them as fast as you expect. So just that's why there's not as many as you may think. Tank tab. You have 3 options. We're taking all 3. The M5A1 is phase lock to B. Leader M4A1, phase lock to B. Regular M4A1, phase lock to B. I know technically C is there, but I'm not waiting to bring these very important units in until B phase. I guess I could double vet this as well. All right, that's my change to that. Yeah, I mean, big weakness number 1, there's no armor in A phase. And that is rough. As you know of, what division am I thinking of? What is it? 2nd Panzer? Yeah, 2nd Panzer. They have no tanks in A phase, and it really sucks. This division does have tools, though, that counters that pretty egregious weakness. Support tab. There's a lot of stuff here. It's not a bad support tab. Is it incredible? No, but it's not bad. I'm taking the MG34. Why am I not taking these other things? Not 100% sure why. This comes with a 4. 50 cal. It's annoying, but it's 35 points. They are really annoying, though. Well, based on my constant complaints about this unit, I will take this, but could go either way. I like having 6 LMGs, I guess, over the 4. I guess that would be my argument why. It's not a great argument, but that's my argument why. Then we have the ABM1A1 Pack 75. This is a support gun. It's your regular assault gun. It's got a nice heat shell, though. It's got nice damage on the heat shell. Regular damages. It actually fires slow, I think. 7 rounds a minute slow. I feel like it is. I feel like IG-18s and OB-25s fire 12 rounds a minute. Maybe I'm wrong, but this feels slow. Maybe I'll check quick at some point. But this I'm just going to check right now. Save. Sorry for the interlude here. Oh, God. What division has these for sure? Yeah, I was right. 12 rounds a minute. Yeah, okay. That's actually really slow. So it's not that they're bad, but they're not, as good as normal. Interesting. Did not realize that. So that unit is a little bit worse than usual. Then we're taking supply. You absolutely need supply. You can't get around that. Your RD tab is really important. It's not super strong, but it is really important. And then M4 105s, B phase locked again because they have to be. It's not very exciting, but it is what it is. Things we're not taking 2-inch mortar. There's reasons we don't need this. There's a lot of RD tab stuff, and this is, the short range one. More ammo, machine guns galore. We do not need a commander. A lot of our units are coming with a lot of veterancy already, and we don't really want to be wasting a slot there on these. And your support tab is pretty expensive overall. Anti-tank tab. Not actually a lot of options here. There's a lot of good stuff, though. We have the AB M1 57mm gun here, which comes with HE shells, really quite strong, 50 points. And more importantly, it has the Raider trait. Makes these things absolutely busted. You cannot see these in the woods until they kill you. It's extremely frustrating to the point of maddeningly enraging playing against this division because of this. And this is specifically why, not having tanks in A phase is not nearly as bad because you can hide these all over the map. 6-pounder does the same thing. Also, well, this one does not have HE shells. So this one has HE shells. This one does not. This kind of actually does a little bit of your support, but obviously the HE shell is not good. This is not a good HE shell. It's the same as a tank. So actually, is it worse? It's a little worse than a lot of tanks. Then we have a 6-pounder. We have another 6-pounder here in B phase. All these have veterancy and that exceptional stealth with that Raider trait, which again is absolutely busted to heck. And then B phase, you get your phase locked M10 tank destroyers here. They do come with the APCR shells, so we're taking them 1 vet, so we get 8 of them. They're just really important for actually killing tanks. Going down to only 4 of them to me feels pretty bad. So, yeah, we're not taking Piats, we're not taking bazookas. Our infantry came with tons of bazookas, so there's really no reason to take these. And the Nisei does not come with the beautiful Raider trait, and Fanatical is nowhere near as useful as Raider. It's not even in the same ballpark on this unit. I should say on this unit specifically. On infantry, I would take the Fanatical trait over the Raider trait, but on this, absolutely not. Raider trait all day. So yeah, actually a really strong AT tab. It doesn't have 2K. It does barely even has 1750, right? The M10s obviously do it, but in terms of these, I'm telling you now, if you've never played against this division or played as it with these things, they are absolutely disgusting, like barf level of gross. The next big weakness of this division, you cannot get AA in A phase. These guys do not count. These are not real AA. They're absolute trash. You cannot get real AA until B phase, which is definitely a pretty severe weakness, and we've seen a lot of divisions go horribly sour by not having that. Again, counters being the air tab kind of fixes all these big issues. That's what I did not realize in preview season when this division came out, is the air tab fixes a lot of these major issues. But Bofors are fine. There's nothing amazing or bad about them. RD tab. The RD tab has nothing heavy, but it does a lot of stuff. We're taking the 60mm mortar. Helps support all your CQC. This thing can be pretty fantastic. It also throws down a lot of smoke. You get a pretty high rate of fire here. Yeah, 60mm mortars. I usually take them. They're pretty strong. Then we have the AB M1A1 howitzer 75mm. These are great. They're only 50 points. They have essentially infinite range for all intents and purposes. You can reach basically everything with this range. Maybe not corner to corner of the map, but other than that. Yeah, I mean, they don't put out a ton of damage or anything, but they do fire pretty fast. It's a strong unit at 50 points. You call in a whole bunch. They have radio. You can really wipe some stuff out with this. They're really quite annoying. And I believe you cannot just counter battery them. In other words, you can't use the AI smart order that just counter batteries artillery. You have to actually manually target these, which is extremely obnoxious. 100% annoying as heck. Then we're taking the arty leader, because artillery leading, and we do really need radio out there. So yeah, that's what we're taking there. And then the mortar, 107mm mortar. I find these really good because they have radio. The 107 is a fair bit more damage than your 81mm mortar. You can see you get a whole 1.35 more damage. You get more range, which is nice as well. Maybe you got to reach into the back lines a bit. A lot more blast, all for 20 more points. Pretty good. You get 5 more shells as well, which is nice. 1 more extra man. All of these things are good stuff. Stuff we're not taking. Spotters. We have plenty of radio. 60mm mortars. We definitely don't need more. More howitzers. Could be convinced, honestly, like a B phase, but I'm going with the 107s to mix it up. 81mm mortar. I mean, you get a ton of these. They're all radio. I think the 107 is just strictly better personally. The half track doesn't come till B phase. That's kind of my issue with it. You don't get it till B phase. Also, I like the 107. I don't know what it is. Something about it. But this is definitely way more survivable. You know, if you think you're going to be counter batteried a lot, you know, honestly, though, if you get counter battery, you really should use these 5 and just like swarm whatever already is counter battering you. Yeah, really important RD tab. You really got to, I know it's not super strong in terms of like variety, but these mortars really help support and make your infantry go a lot longer. Air tab. And the air tab here is what really pulls the whole division together and makes it extremely strong and scary because it fixes all your problems. So we're bringing the Seafire Recon plane. I know I'm not normally a Recon plane fan, but this is honestly a fighter with Recon, which is really quite good. 650 kilometers an hour. It is bad resilience, but the loadout's actually strong. Remember, there's very little ammo. You will shoot down 1 plane at maximum with this unit, but it is really nice at the beginning of the game to have this. Taking the Hellcats, you need AA. Like A phase, you have no AA. You need to do something. The Hellcat is a good fighter. It's got medium resilience, 600 kilometers an hour, 6 Brownings, put out a good amount of damage, actually quite a strong amount of damage. This unit is really quite good. We are vetting it once because I don't need 4. I don't want to go all the way down to 2, but I don't need 4, so the 3 is a nice middle ground there. Then we're bringing the Bowfighter with the 8 150mm rockets, which is a nice bit of damage. Also has a lot of 20 mils, so technically you can shoot the ground as well. Medium resilience, 410 kilometers an hour, really quite a strong plane in general. And then we're bringing an A and B face card of Bowfighters with the AT rockets. This is one of the best AT rocket planes in the game. This will kill most tanks on 1 pass. It is really quite strong with 8 of the 150mm rockets. It needs to land 4. You know, 4 of these rockets need to hit. Yeah, really. Or 3 and a little bit of blast damage from another one, which is really quite strong overall. These things are phenomenal and help solve all your AT problems in A phase. I know you're not watching Baby Shark. Sorry, my beautiful little daughter just showed up from her sleeping. Tac Power has been filming early in the morning these days. But anyway, things we're not taking. I mean, this is already really strong. This actually solves all your A phase not having tank problems. This kills any tank anyway. Really, really strong. Things we're not taking. The ground attack Marauder, ground attack planes just are not in a good place. And this is actually all 50 cals. Like this does not do anything. Then Recon plane, why would you not just pay 10 points more for a Recon plane that actually can shoot stuff down? And this has bad resilience. Like there's no reason to ever take this. The Mitchell bomber, a horrible loadout. 45 kilogram bombs is so bad. This is cool though on the back of it. That's pretty neat. And the like stainless steel casing here is really cool looking. Seafires, PF-51s, the Hellcat is better than both of these. Yes, the P-51's really fast, but it dives so easily. It's made of paper. It's so bad. Another Bowfighter. I would take it. Honestly, if I had 2 more points, I would absolutely take this unit. It's just a really strong, ground attack plane. I'm not a fan of P-51s. They have really big bombs. Like, the bombs go boom in a very real way. I just don't like the bad resilience on them. They're getting in really close. They get shot down really easily, and they are extremely expensive at 140 and 150 points, respectively. Yeah, the Bowfighter with a little bit of actual survivability is way better, in my opinion, than those. So, yeah, first Airborne Task Force. Not the terror it used to be, but still quite a strong division that can definitely hold its own and is one you absolutely need to respect. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership link down below. Thanks a bunch, everyone, for the support, and have a fantastic day.